Hi everyone, welcome back to Lee's Comic Art channel for a second episode this week. I think in my last episode, which I did from abroad after OAX, I had mentioned that I did have a heritage win that I got in the mail. I just didn't have an opportunity to actually film it prior to leaving for OAX just because I was so busy with vacation plans and such. But I'm going to do that now. And I actually got another heritage win after that. So that's what we're going to open today. A couple of heritage wins. And let's take a look at what they are. And these aren't that old, so I do pretty much remember what these are. Especially the last one. I remember what that one is. And this is like the longest I've probably waited to open a package. Because now we're talking like 2 weeks. I'm not like someone I know where I can wait till the end of the year to open a package or open a variety of packages. I just think that's kind of nuts, but I mean, that's patience for you right there. Okay, so let's see what I got. I was talking with another art collector friend at OAX this weekend, and he was telling me how one of his wins was ripped. He did not like this new packaging that they're doing. I mean, they're outsourcing it to somebody else to do the packaging. I guess that's what Ivy Press is, because that's who this comes from. But yeah, it was a Star Wars page, so some of you guys might already be able to guess who it was. But it had like a 2 to 3 inch rip in it, and we were talking to a guy, I believe his name was Phil, who does restorations at the show, and he was talking about possibly the fact that he could fix it no problem. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Okay, this is neat. I like having the when I have the invoice there, then I can refer to it again. Oh, that's right, I got this in here too. I'm very excited about this one. I thought I got a great deal on one of these, and you know, this is going to be for 3 different pieces of art. 3 totally different pieces of art. You know, not all. Well, actually, they are all published, I believe. One is merchandising art, right? So I believe that that's published. I'm not sure where yet, but I did like it too, and it was a character that I don't have a lot of, so I thought that was really cool. But then I've been on this kick lately, picking up pages from Creepy and Eerie, so I got another one of those, which is really pretty rad for me, because I love those magazines when I was growing up. I still have I have a decent amount because I purchased some of them when I got back here to California after selling my whole collection. But I guess I really like them more than I thought. And this, you know, what's interesting, this I think it's, what is it, Eerie. This is an Eerie page now. It's kind of similar to, I think it was a Creepy page like maybe 2 unboxings ago that I got from the same penciler, different inker on this one, but the same theme, a sports theme. So if you guys remember that one that I opened, then you'll kind of remember who it was and what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to open that up now since I'm talking about it. And why not? So the artist that I'm talking about, this is really cool. It's got great zip tone on it. But also it's inked by an artist that I think this is the first time I have any art from them. And they're a popular artist from, you know, in the 70s, mostly Marvel. So I like this one better. So this is from Eerie, let me see, Eerie number 79. And it is called, geez, they had a name for it. Sam's, yeah, they cut off the name. But, you know, so the story I don't have on me right now. But I believe I have like a poster. I think the cover's done by Ken Kelly because it's got a football player on there. And I want to say that this is then the cover story to that. But this is Carmen Infantino pencils. And Al Milgrom did the inks on here. And you can see that, it's funny, we were getting all these weird moires in there because of the zipatone he's using. So there's all different levels of zipatone he's using, like different percentages. And it's interesting to see like how this is more than 50% because of how much black is in there. And the lighter one, yellows. Or maybe it's a different brand, I'm not sure. The same thing down here, like here you got one that this zipatone actually has like a different type of pattern to it. It's got, I see like a rounded pattern and such. And then you got this one here, which yellowed. You got zipatone on here. This has probably got the most zipatone of any page I've ever gotten for different separate pieces of zipatone. Because there's 8 panels here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different areas of zipatone on this page. So I think that's kind of awesome in itself, because it's not something that you ever see anymore, but it was so widely used then to get texture in the pages and shadows, and really, because it's a black and white magazine, it really added a lot to the black and white magazine. So that's why you would see it more in a page like this specific for that than you would like in a comic page, where they're coloring it too. So yeah, I'm really thrilled with this one. I like this one even better than the baseball one. Even though the baseball one was inked by Dick Giordano. But this football one that's my sport. I love football. Okay, so yeah, really happy with that. And, I got an amazing price for that too. I can't believe what I got that for. Something from, what year is that going to be? I think this is like, I want to say, let me see, it's Eerie number 79, so it's probably like 1977 or something like that. Okay, so I talked about different types of art that I got. That's, I believe, is published. Don't know for sure, but it's okay. I was trying to figure out who it was against. I knew it was a Catwoman piece, but it's actually my first piece of Plastic Man art. So this is some kind of I guess merchandising, or maybe it was for some kind of kids magazine, because it does say Whiz Kids up here. It says promotion. It's a promotional item, but maybe it's for an ad. I'm not sure, but it's a really nice looking Ed McGuinness piece. I love the blacks he's got in there on Catwoman. It's that '90s Catwoman with that spandex bodysuit she'd always wear. But it's also it's a little bit of an animated type of. Well, it's in Ed's style of when he did like Batman and Superman back then. Because, I don't know what year this is. It says J. Gardner, exterior 5422. I have no idea what this is. But this is 2001. So that kind of makes sense. That's around the same time that he was doing the Batman Superman or Superman Batman title too. So really great looking image. Again, I got a really nice price on that. So I kind of love that, because the only other thing I have by Ed McGuinness, I think, is just like a sketchbook with his image in there, and that's it. So that's great that I got that. And this one I was really psyched about. It's not like the best example, but just the fact that I got a page at a great price, and it's essentially it's Kelly Jones Batman. So the Batman on here is actually getting his ass kicked. It looked like. It's Batman 543, page 20. And mostly what you're seeing is the villain here, but and I'm not sure what his name is. I'll have to look at that issue, but it's kind of creepy looking, like all the Kelly's figures are. They're so sometimes out of proportion, the big ass head he's got there, but all these solid blacks he's got in there. I'd have to see. Oh, it's John Beatty did the inks on this. Okay. And this might wind up, I guess this might be in that graffiti design book that I have, because I do see something that says scanned on it. This is from 1997. So I want to say that this probably is in that book that I have. Okay? But yeah, Batman's, he's really only in the, he's underneath here getting his ass kicked. And then he's kicking the guy in the head with his knee. So you know. And I like the, you know, of course, we got the word balloons, we got the sound effects, you know. So it's, like I said, it's not the greatest example, but you know, for what I spent on it, it's a terrific starter for me, you know. So, um, you know, maybe I upgrade at some point if I find something else that I like that I'm willing to spend the money on, because that stuff's been expensive lately. And I kind of shy away from that sometimes. So yeah, I was really psyched about that for sure. Second package, I believe, is only one piece of art. So we're going to open this up. Okay, there we go. And I do wind up reusing these envelopes. So that's a good thing, because I don't like constantly just throwing packaging away. I try to recycle as much as I can. Either put it in a recycle bin or actually recycle it by using it again. Same thing with these boards. I'll use them for packing stuff that I sell. Even the other items, not just comic art, there's other items sometimes. Okay, so this one, I was a little disappointed to find out that once I had bid, I caught an email earlier that day that said, oh, this artist only actually did the top panel, when it was advertised as that artist first, which is what grabbed me, of course. But at the same time, I'm happy to have it. The price was okay, but I might have rethought it if I had known that it was just the one panel. So a little bit of false advertising initially, but they did correct it the day of the auction, and I saw it after I bid. So a little bit of a, you know, gotcha type of situation there. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing somebody eventually that day, you know, notified her to hey, you know, you're advertising this as this artist did, you know, all the inking, and when in fact he only did the top panel. So, and this artist being, I'm going to tell you now because it's essentially my favorite artist, and it's then it makes it my first published page by him. But it's a Neil Adams inked this. Let's see, make sure I get the invoice out of this. I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure I already know. Yeah, I do have the invoice. It's Alfredo. It's over Alfredo Alcala's pencils, I believe. Let me just check. Oh no, Vicente Alcazar. So I don't know why I thought it was Alfredo Alcala. Maybe the A last name. That's what I thought. But it's again now. This is from. Let me see. Is this one from Creepy or Eerie? This is from Eerie again. So another Eerie page. And it's from Eerie number 55. This is 1974. So this might have been a little before I was actually reading Eerie and Creepy, because at the time I was only 10 years old in 74. So this, you know, this is maybe something that I've read before. Off the top of my head, I don't recognize it. I think it's pretty striking as far as for a piece of comic art. So I do like that. I don't like that I found out later there was only one panel by Neil. And you could tell that the panel by Neil was cut out from like a previous story, essentially, okay? So this is, it's, you know, No Files on Shrek, Chapter 2. So the story, let me see what the story is called, because it tells me right here in the, it's called Shrek, which is pretty funny. You know, since we got Shrek, the animated movie that came out not too long ago. This is all the way from 1974, so we're talking a 52-year-old comic art here at this point. And you know, it is so weird because that top panel is very different from the next two panels. So the top panel is inked, you know, it's inked by Neil Adams, and it's from a previous issue, I guess, on the same subject matter. Because a lot of times in Creepy and Eerie, they would continue on with these certain characters, from issue to issue. So I'm guessing that's what it is in this case. I'll have to look back, see if I have this actual issue, so I can read it. But the second and third panels, they are pretty cool looking panels too by Vicente Alcazar. So. Overall, I'm happy with this. It's a nice piece of art, and again, it was not a bad price considering what it is, and it's right in my wheelhouse regarding my horror collection and my fondness for Creepy and Eerie magazine, and of course I got my first published Neil Adams panel here. It's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, but yeah, I do like those bottom two panels, probably better than the top panel anyways. They're just pretty cool. And I did think that they were kind of like strange to be Neil when I first saw them, because I'm like, oh, that looks a little different. Oh, it's possible, I guess, but they're not Neil. It's just the top panel is. Okay? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. A little bit smaller artboard. I mean, it's essentially, it's not a comic artboard like we're used to, so it might be a little bit smaller. Those guys, they just used what they had for Warren's magazines because he was so cheap with what he paid them. But yeah, I'm really happy. Oh, I like the technique that Alcazar used down here. A lot of the scratching with a razor blade to get the white lines and such of I guess it's gunfire is what it is. I mean, that's what makes sense to me, but it's odd because he's got this, maybe he's got a gun in this thing. I'm not sure because he's already got like a pen in it. It's a sword here, or maybe that's a gun that's in his other arm. That's what it is. Okay, so that's his what do they call those? But his replacement arm. It's got little attachments, I guess. Okay, so yeah, very happy with that. That's my haul for Heritage for the last two. Well, not the last two auctions, the two auctions prior to that. I think they were the weekly auctions. So I hope you like the show. I appreciate any comments you have in there. And it's good seeing everybody at OAX again. And I'll see you guys again soon because I want another Heritage. Just a single page again. I lost a bunch of other ones. But have a good one. Take care.